Alright, my goal here is to show you guys how to kind of get going out here in Schoology in like 5 minutes or less. So here we go. First of all, you need to go to Schoology.com. I like to do this kind of thing on my computer. It just has more features. The iPads seems to be a little limited. So when you log in for the first time, you'll use your school email, and I believe it prompts you to make a password and do all that stuff. You'll set up a profile. That's not real important. I didn't spend a whole lot of time on that, but this is kind of my login screen when I get into Schoology. What you're seeing kind of like Facebook feed style here is I'm in two groups. One is a one-to-one computing, and one is a STEM group. So they just kind of post stuff out here. I don't know if that's helpful for you guys to find groups or not, but just kind of ignore what's going on here for now. So the first things to do would be to set up a course. So I'll show you how that works. You go up to courses. I've got a bunch set up for all my different classes I see, but to create a first one, you'll just go down here and hit create. So it'll ask you for a course name. So some of you guys that maybe have different sections, I'd maybe say do like math, and then from there you can basically have different sections of your math, math subject. So if you, for instance, have like your homeroom, you can name that section for your homeroom, and then it'll ask you to pick a subject area, grade level. The important thing kind of right here for grading periods is to select trimesters, but when I first did it, I just selected this first one and I figured I was good. But if you scroll down a little further, you see that it says like trimester 2 and also trimester 1, so I had only selected third trimester essentially here. So make sure you get all three so that we have our 3 grading periods. And then I'm going to click create. So that's going to take you to this course that you just created, math homeroom. You can add more sections to math by kind of going up back into your courses, but for now we'll just kind of keep moving. So I've created this math class. From here, the next thing you'll want to do before you start adding materials, it prompts you to do all this, but I think the most important thing to do is to go into this Gradebook over here off to the left and get that set up. It's really kind of easy to do. So what we're looking at here is the Gradebook. We've got our trimester and overall grades. What you really need to do, and something that wasn't intuitive when I was looking at it, but I did eventually figure out, you go over here to this grade setup under Gradebook, and you click on that, and it shows you your trimesters and all that good stuff, but notice there's no categories. So you'll need to make whatever categories you want. I'm going to click out again and just show you I did add up here. And then, for instance, if you have a category of homework, calculated by whatever you want, total points or percent. I didn't do drop lowest. Just setting up categories is huge, because when you go to grade your first assignment out here, if you don't have categories, you have to kind of start over everything, and that is not fun. So I've got homework. Maybe you've got like a daily work or whatever. Make your categories, and they'll just kind of start stacking up here. You can get in and weight those categories. If you don't want your homework and daily work weighted the same, you can weight them differently. All I did was click this little check mark, and it allows you to kind of get in there and mess with that. So now we've got our kind of Gradebook ready to roll here. Now I'm going to go back to this materials tab here on the left. So materials, this is where we can start kind of adding assignments. So you see this drop down menu here to add materials. You can do a bunch of stuff. I haven't dug too much into like the tests or the discussions. You guys can fool around with that, but all I've done so far is added like a basic assignment out there. So if you click add assignment, you can give it a name. For instance, we've been doing keynotes in class, so we'll say keynote. You can give them a description. Gimme. Set a due date, whatever. The default is kind of midnight here. This is where you assign points, whatever you want to do for that. And then this is where I was talking about we need those categories, so this is where this comes in handy. So we'll say that this is daily work. And I didn't mess around with the scale or anything. I just did straight numeric grade. There's some more options down there, but for now we'll just kind of see, okay, we've got this assignment so far. What you want to also do is, if for instance like my keynote, if I also want to like attach it here so that they could come and download it right off the bat, I could attach a file from my computer, or I could get into my Google Drive and attach the keynote there pretty simply. Or if you want to link them to a website that might help them, or this resource is something else, don't worry about that now. Or I guess you can do audio, video recordings, that's kind of cool. So again, all I've really done is made assignments and then maybe like attached a file. So when they go to look at this, they'll see, okay, I've got a keynote assignment, a description, I've got a due date, and I can go here and download this document if I need to. So I'm going to create this. So you've kind of set up your first assignment. I also should mention when kids come to enroll in your course, I guess, you've got this all set up, and you'll notice down here there's access code. That's how kids get linked up into your room. So let me switch over. I'm going to show you my iPad screen here. So let's say this is the kid's iPad and they go to their Schoology. I'm in mine, so it looks kind of different than a student one, but essentially how the iPad Schoology works here is they'll click on the menu thing here, the 3-line menu. It'll pull up a bunch of stuff here. This looks exactly the same as the students. They'll want to click on courses, and most of them will be enrolled in at least one of these. I'm enrolled in all of them, obviously, because I'm the administrator of the courses. But what they will want to do to get into your course is click this blue plus sign, and most of them have done this in my class already, so they're kind of familiar with that. And then it will ask them to put in that course code. So you can, I'm going to switch back again to my computer here. That's this access code down here in green, so you can, I can display that on your smartboard or write it on the whiteboard, whatever. That doesn't change unless you hit this reset. It'll generate a new code, so this will kind of stay put. So you could write that on the board and just have them, so switching back to iPad, put that into their course access thing here, click join, and they're going to get into your course. One last kind of cool thing is, so when they go to turn in their assignments, I know this works like on Notability, but I'll just kind of show you with Keynote how easy it is to kind of submit assignments. So in my Keynote, let's say the kid wants to submit one of these keynotes to me. They can go up here to this share box, and I know this is on Notability and a lot of other apps, this the share whatever box. And in this case, it's a little different on every app. In this case, you have to open it in another app, and it seems to like PDF files because you can kind of read them out on Schoology and grade them right there, which is really nice. So I tell the kids to do PDF, but you can experiment with which format works for you. So they click PDF, it kind of starts creating this file, and it'll ask you what app you'd like to open it in. Got a bunch here, so the kids will have this list as well. They just do open in Schoology. It bounces right over. And mine's different because I'm the teacher, but students at this point, instead of saying drop back to student, it'll say submit assignment or whatever. And they'll click that and it will ask which class. So they'll click on, your class. If it's this math one that we just made, you would submit it to there. And then this is that assignment I made just a few minutes ago. So again, they click there. And that would basically, if I was a student, essentially that last step, it would just upload onto Schoology, and then I, on my account, could then go back to, Keynote here, and I would have a bunch of submissions. So I'm going to go to one of my actual courses real quick, just to show you what that looks like. Let's see, I know for sure Miller I've done this with. So eventually you'll get over here, you've got ungraded assignments, or I can even click on the assignment itself. I'll click on Unit 1 here, and off to the right are all my submissions. They need grading because, they need grading. I click on one, and if this was a PDF, it would load up right here. I didn't realize that ahead of time, but if you do that PDF, this is what I was talking about, it loads up right here. And you can go up into the right hand side here, give them a grade, do a little comment if you want to, and submit, boom, and you've done your grading. So it's pretty slick to submit documents back and forth. It's kind of the basics. I haven't dug in much more than that, so hopefully that helps a little bit.